Hello, everyone. My name is Nashira. You can't see me, but I'm here, traveling toward you through space. My name comes from a star in your constellation Capricornus. It means the fortunate one. I am fortunate. I have a unique ability. I am a time traveler. Ah, your Earth. A few of your recent space explorations have dazzled me. Astronauts driving a car on the moon. Opening up a star to discover the working of a blistering nuclear furnace. Designing spacecraft to visit all the planets and, yes, even Pluto. You unlock mysteries about black holes. But what led all of you to these fascinating feats? Your story begins long ago, back in time, under ancient skies. Journey with me to witness the First Stargazers. Here is one of your very first stargazers. He is chiseling moon phases into animal bone. It is your first calendar. While stars have been shining over your Earth for billions of years, this sky observation is taking place only 30,000 years ago. Another Paleolithic sky watcher may have painted these stars on a cave wall. It might be your first constellation, about 17,000 years back in time. Today, you can see these drawings in the Lascaux cave in France. Your ancestors are making their first written connections with the sky above. They tell stories, the constellations. Let's travel around your world to hear how different people see the same stars. These familiar stars are known by many of you as Orion, the Great Hunter. His story comes from your Greek people. Though mighty, Orion's impatience leads him to be wounded by Artemis, goddess of the moon. He is later stung by the scorpion and banished to the winter sky. The Namaqua people of southern Africa see these stars as three zebras. Close by, a lion is seen as the red star Betelgeuse. They tell a story of a nearby hunter who was embarrassed after failing to hunt the zebras. He was trying to get food for his daughters, who are the nearby Pleiades star cluster. In New Zealand, the Maori people imagine a fishing canoe stretching from Orion to the Pleiades. The same stars are an octopus to Polynesian people living on islands in the Pacific Ocean. From the jungles of Brazil, the Bororo people place a caiman in the sky. A caiman is like your alligator or crocodile. In India, they picture the god Prajapati, who turned himself into a deer. He was pierced by another god, Rudra, for scaring away the dawn goddess Ushas. After the gods stopped being angry, they took out the arrow and cured Prajapati. 3 hunters are seen by your Inuit people in the far north. The hunters and their dogs are chasing a polar bear. These are a few tales from your first stargazers. There are thousands more. They all showcase your wondrous creativity. Our next stop in time is Northern Europe. We're in Ireland. We are approaching a burial tomb built 5,000 years ago. This massive mound is also a calendar. It is aligned so that light from the rising sun on the winter solstice fills a narrow tunnel all the way to the tomb at the center. Over in England, we observe Stonehenge. This renowned giant sundial and temple is critical to the early people living here. They track time to celebrate their religious rituals. The stones mark the start of the seasons. They track the moon, too. You once thought Stonehenge might predict eclipses, but the gigantic rocks are not capable of such precision. Where to next? How about the lands of Mesopotamia? This towering ziggurat is located in ancient Babylonia, what you call Iraq today. Its 4 sides rise to the realm of their gods. The discovery of agriculture, your ability to grow and store food, frees up time for contemplating the movement of the stars. An ancient Assyrian sky chart divides the night into 8 sectors and illustrates the most prominent constellations. Many of the zodiac signs come from these lands. People believe the positions of the planets, sun and moon, will influence their lives. This astrology is very real to them. The Babylonians also uncover laws of nature. Take the circle, any sized circle. The ratio of the circumference to its diameter is always the same. You call it pi. These Near East stargazers are planting the seeds of science. Time travel time again. On to the Far East. Early stargazers in China feel a deep relationship with the sky. They fashion huge constellations to represent the directions and the seasons. A blue dragon stands for east and springtime. The red bird symbolizes south and summer. The white tiger is for west and fall. And a black turtle denotes north and winter. Their skies are seen as orderly, but surprises can happen, like eclipses. Ancient Chinese people envision a dragon devouring the sun. They bang on anything nearby to chase the serpent away. It works. The sun returns. Speaking of serpents, let's zip over quickly to the other side of the world. The feathered serpent god of your Mayan people is Kukulkan. He represents a pantheon of deities and can appear as the brilliant planet Venus. The Maya build the Caracol, a great observatory at Chichen Itza. A long, spiraling staircase leads the Mayan sky watchers above the trees. They watch Venus closely so they can determine the will of Kukulkan. This pyramid has 91 steps on each side and one at the top to represent the 365 days of the solar year. At sunset, on the equinoxes, the feathered serpent can be seen riding down the steps. I haven't been to Egypt in ages. Who among you is not impressed by the majesty of the ancient Giza pyramids? Their alignments to the sun and stars are awesome. Stone block by stone block, Egyptians build their pyramids as stairways to heaven, literally. Entrances face the northern sky, a pathway for the dead pharaoh to rise to heaven and join the imperishable ones. This circle represents the North Celestial Pole, the point in the sky that never moves. Stars near this pole never die, meaning they do not rise or set, but always stay above the horizon. Today, you call these stars circumpolar. Long ago for the Egyptians, this part of the sky is where their leaders, the pharaohs, went to live as gods. Like other cultures, many Egyptian gods are heavenly bodies. The sky itself is the goddess Nut. She is seen holding up the heavens. Shu is the god of air. And Jeb is the god representing your planet Earth. The powerful sun god Ra is said to be born on the winter solstice. By worshiping and following Ra, the Egyptians create a solar or yearly calendar of 12 months, 30 days each, the predecessor of your modern 365-day calendar. The worship of the sun god Ra is magnified here at Abu Simbel. Egyptians construct this elaborate temple for the powerful pharaoh, Ramses II, who declares himself a direct descendant of the sun god Ra. Each year on Ramses' birth date, the sun's brilliant light pierces down this corridor to reveal these sacred images that honor the great Ramses. Yet again, Abu Simbel reminds me of your powerful bond between heaven and earth. Egyptian stargazers celebrate the sky here at the magnificent Temple of Hathor at Dendera. In this chapel, we gaze at a wondrous ceiling of constellations. Some are borrowed from the Babylonians, like Pisces and Libra. Some are uniquely Egyptian, like the hippopotamus. The Dendera sky is a constellation masterpiece. As time progresses, transportation starts to improve. Boats and ships are connecting cultures and people, sort of like your internet today, but much slower, obviously. Stargazers are becoming less isolated, especially for civilizations along the Mediterranean Sea. People from everywhere, Egypt, Rome, Greece, and the Near East, are meeting more and more, by water, by land, at many, many crossroads. Maybe the greatest crossroad is Alexandria on the north coast of Egypt. An inviting beacon for ship captains and travelers is the colossal Pharos Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of your ancient world. Not far from the magnificent lighthouse is the great Alexandria Library. This incredible place has a research museum, lecture halls, meeting rooms, and luscious gardens. Numerous books on papyrus rolls reveal a vast collection of knowledge that is second to none. One scroll reveals the brilliance of a chief librarian named Eratosthenes. By comparing shadows in two different cities at the same time, on the same day, Eratosthenes shows not only that Earth is round, but he discovers the Earth's circumference. He is truly an amazing stargazer. My clock senses it's time to cross the sea to Greece. Here is the great statue of Zeus at Olympia. Zeus is the king of all Greek gods. He is also the god of the sky and thunder. It takes 12 years to construct this imposing figure. This temple is another of your 7 wonders. Another temple, the Parthenon in Athens, features the statue of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, courage, and inspiration. Though Greek stargazers have many gods, they start asking curious questions like, why does the sky look that way? Or, what will happen next in the heavens? They are the first to try and explain natural events without referring to mythology or their gods. One of the first Greek philosophers is Thales, who some say predicts a solar eclipse. This dramatic and startling event, darkness during the day, happens during a battle between the Medes and the Lydians. The fighting stops immediately, and both sides quickly agree to a truce. Another eclipse, this time lunar, when the moon passes through the Earth's shadow, is seen by the great Aristotle. He observes how the shadow is always curved, which, his genius notes, can only happen if the Earth is a sphere. Another Greek, Aristarchus of Samos, is quite possibly your boldest stargazer of all. He proclaims the sun is at the center of the universe. The Earth moves around the sun. How? Aristarchus simply observes and uses a little geometry. He notices that it takes 2 weeks to go from first quarter moon to third quarter moon. And once again, it takes around 2 weeks to go from third quarter moon back to first quarter moon. He knows at each quarter phase, there must be a right triangle at the moon. But for that to happen, the sun needs to be much, much farther away. Aristarchus also realizes the sun and moon are the same size in the sky, but the sun is farther away, which means the sun is much bigger, even bigger than the Earth. He audaciously concludes a smaller Earth must orbit a bigger sun, as do all the planets. Unfortunately, no one embraces the brilliance of Aristarchus, a stargazer far, far ahead of his time. Greeks continue to make astronomy breakthroughs. Hipparchus figures out precession. Archimedes estimates the volume of the universe. Still, the Greeks leave the Earth at the center of the universe. The eminent stargazer Claudius Ptolemy combines all your knowledge into one very influential book. Today, you know it as the Almagest, an Arabic word meaning the greatest. The book is so powerful, so complete, that no one questions it for centuries. Yet the book is wrong. It leaves the Earth motionless. But it's hard to fault Ptolemy. Sense-wise, his book makes sense. Humans see the sun and stars circle their Earth. And even more basic, you humans do not feel your planet move. It's a long time into the future until a new awakening occurs. Stargazers like Galileo make new discoveries that put the sun back in the middle. But that's another story, and we're nearly out of time. Better get you home. We are back in your 21st century. I always like visiting here. Your Earth, so blue, so lovely. Thanks for joining me on this time travel adventure. You have come a long way. But now it's time for Nashira to travel on. As you travel on, take time to ponder the discoveries of your first stargazers.